On Friday night, I made the prediction that Kamaru Usman will beat DDP, and I couldn't be more wrong. On Saturday, DDP dominated all 5 rounds and beat Usman via unanimous decision. So, what went wrong? Did I miss something during my breakdown? Am I just a casual MMA idiot? We're going to go over all that right now. During my breakdown, I mentioned that Usman's path to victory would be to utilize his wrestling and keep DDP down. Wrestling is Usman's strong suit, and DDP planned exactly for this. He made sure to keep Usman on the feet where he dominated. DDP did not want to get taken down, and whenever Usman would shoot for a takedown, DDP would drive his knee into Usman's skull. I think he hit Usman with this at least 8 times during the fight. And when Usman finally did secure a takedown, he was not able to hold DDP down. I wouldn't even count it as a takedown. DDP completely neutralized Usman's own specialty. Secondly, I mentioned that Usman's fight IQ and championship experience would help him during the fight, and I stand by it. I've never seen someone get their ass whooped, yet look somewhat in control. Usman was wobbled how many times during this fight? Like 6 or 7, and was still able to regroup. However, I did greatly underestimate DDP's fight IQ. DDP had an answer for everything Usman did. There wasn't a moment in the fight where DDP looked lost or like he was in danger. He was able to use the threat of the knee to keep this on the feet where he dominated Usman. I knew that DDP was a talented striker, and I knew his unorthodox style would be an issue for Kamaru, but he didn't even really look that unorthodox during this fight. And I didn't know that Usman would not be able to handle DDP's power. Kamaru seemed terrified of DDP's kicks. Every time DDP landed a head kick, or almost did, Kamaru would instantly freeze. It was almost like he was having flashbacks. DDP won the vast majority of exchanges. Towards the end of the fight, Usman was throwing some of the sloppiest punches I've ever seen from him. DDP was able to come in quickly, get a few hits, and get out before Usman could respond with even one. In my breakdown, I mentioned that Usman has a bad habit of shelling up and tanking hits rather than going on the back foot to evade attacks, and DDP punished that habit this fight. Whenever Usman would shell up, DDP was able to do his best work. Also, Usman has a bad habit of ducking during these attacks. He does this in hopes of sneaking in a body shot, but DDP just had a knee waiting for him. That was pretty much the story for the whole fight. Considering Usman's performance, this was probably the best outcome for him. He was wobbled so many times, but didn't get flatlined. He brought his entire family, so that would have been hard for them to see. So, what's next for Usman and DDP? Well, for Usman, he's just going to have to go back down and wait. Thankfully, he didn't bulk up too much, so he'll be able to go down pretty easily. And in the post-fight interview, he mentioned that he'll probably go back to welterweight. And I'm not sure why he does this, but he's making excuses again. He mentioned the eye poke as if he wasn't getting dominated the entire fight. And the eye poke was just an unfortunately placed punch. I do believe that Usman's career is wrapping up, and I could see him in an analyst position within the next 2 years. Now for DDP. He doesn't think Khamzat deserves a rematch against Strickland, which I kind of see where he's coming from. DDP's saying that he deserves a title shot since he already has 2 wins over Strickland, and he is also open to rematching Khamzat as well. In my opinion, I would rather see DDP versus Strickland 3. After Khamzat's last fight, he mentioned wanting to go up in weight to 205, so I don't think giving him a title shot when his middleweight days are numbered makes sense. But anyways, I lost $5 last night betting on Usman. I don't regret it. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, peace.